Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today we're gonna finally look at the Inart Batman v Superman Batman here, which was announced a couple months ago, but they have perfected it. So let's take a look here. Obviously, this is one of my favorite superhero movies ever made. I don't care what other people say. I think this, was very good. Had a lot of potential. Obviously, they've thrown, I think, too many things into the movie, made it a little bit complicated, especially with having Doomsday inside, Wonder Woman. The Lex Luthor wasn't I wasn't impressed by the performance of the actors. Yeah, let's take a look here, starting off with this amazing Ben Affleck head sculpt. Look at that right there. I mean, this puts Hot Toys to shame. This is interesting because it's sculpted hair, it's not rooted hair. I thought for sure that they're gonna go for the two options, give us collectors, the option to choose between sculpted and rooted, but it doesn't matter because it looks fantastic. Look at those trends right there. Obviously, Hot Toys had two options in terms of the hair. This kind of like the messy look, which is very nice. As you can see, he has the grays right there, but look how tired actually he is right there, of doing crime. I mean, you can see the crow's feet under his eyes right there. His eyes look very realistic. You can see the stubble right there, the famous mole that Ben Affleck has. I mean, this thing is phenomenal, guys. One of the best, if not the best, Ben Affleck head sculpts I've seen, and I've seen a lot. Even like better than Prime One Studios, which is insane. But again, the facial proportions, everything, the jaw is fantastic. And again, here's the Batman. Wow, I have to say this is the most accurate Batman Ben Affleck figure that I ever saw, to date. This could even top, Prime One. But the attention to detail, that the proportion, the mass here, look how crazy the beefiness of the suit is, the whole lining here. I think this thing is gonna be badass. It's gonna go up for pre-order Friday, so on the 10th. And I'm gonna be curious to see in terms of the price, because I think the last one I've pre-ordered was the Superman. I think that one was like $450, so I assume this guy is gonna be between $450 and $500. Again, there's no rooted option, so hopefully it's gonna be like more into the 450-ish. But again, the body here looks massive. I think this guy is gonna be at least 13 inches tall. You can see all the musculature right here, the details inside the suit, the scratches, the lining. This is gonna be almost a perfect figure, I think. Again, here you have with the grenade launcher right there. I'm not sure how articulated the body is gonna be, but definitely this thing looks a lot better than the Hot Toys, and as you can see, there's no ugly seams. So it's gonna be interesting to see, is this like a muscle body or this like a padded body like Hot Toys used. So again, look at that profile right there, and again, this right there is very accurate. Had that big gut. Obviously, Ben Affleck in the movie, I think he bulked up. He was eating like 6,000 calories a day, and I think he went up to like 240 pounds to play, Batman, which is insane. Plus, on top, they've added some padding inside the suit to make him even bigger than what he actually is. So you can see here the morphology is fantastic. The size of his bicep, the chest, and look at that head right there, very menacing with the stubble. This thing is perfection, guys. The cape, it sits very flush. I think you're gonna have two capes with this one. I'm not 100% sure, but it would be cool to have like two capes, like a draping cape and a wired one. I think that's, it's gonna look at this right there. Oh my god, I mean, it's such an experience of unboxing Inart figures. I had the rooted hair Aragorn, obviously from Lord of the Rings, that I had 2 years ago, and unboxing that figure was so special. I mean, you have all the layers of the boxes. You have the booklet, which is very cool to have. It's a very, I guess, collectors friendly experience versus like a Hot Toys box, which is again pretty lame. But again, look at the muscles on his thighs right there, the beefiness. Oh my god, I'm gushing about this thing. It's gonna be amazing. And the only thing I'm not a big fan of Inart is their bases. They're pretty simple, which again I think it's a good thing, but again I prefer the Hot Toys base that they had with the deluxe version. You had that wall piece, but this one is very simple with the magnetized feet. Again, here's the Bruce Wayne on the body right there, looking awesome. It's gonna be cool if this is gonna include like some sort of stand, so you can pose behind the figure if you don't want to put the figure on the body right there. But again, looks fantastic. likeness to Ben Affleck, and again the proportion of the suit, even the color, this is like a grayish blue, very nice. So yeah, cannot wait to pre-order this one. Again, it's gonna be available for pre-order Friday, and I'm gonna update you guys on the comments section with how much this figure is. Look at that, this is very realistic. This is almost like a shot from the movie right there, as you can see how wide his shoulders are. Look at that, that's like a shrunken down version of Ben Affleck inside the suit. It's insane right there, especially this shot right there. Look at that, the cowl, you can see like the leathery grain that it has. You have the stubble right there, the mole that Ben Affleck is you know, known for. I mean, this thing is ridiculously cool. Look at that right there. Oof. I think the only thing with this guy, it comes with a little bit less like accessories than the Hot Toys one, and again this is again very realistic figure. I think there's a picture like this, a promotional picture when the movie came out 10 years ago, which is insane, that kind of look like this. So again, very lifelike looking. Again, you can clearly see, look at the details in the eyes right there. You can see the veins, the browns right there, and the stubble is insane. Looks very realistic. Again, Ben Affleck's interpretation of Batman is my favorite. Again, I really like the movie, and it's a shame that we haven't saw more of Ben Affleck. You know, he was kind of replaced, I guess, by you know, what's his face, the Twilight actor. You know, I like the Batman, but you know, it would have been cool, because obviously Ben Affleck was supposed to direct you know, his own Batman sequel, and it would have been taking place in Arkham Asylum. And it was released, you know, recently that Mr. Freeze is gonna be part of the movie. I mean, that would have been such an awesome thing, which is a shame. I'm not sure if he's coming back or if he's willing to come back. You know, if you know, I don't know. That would have been cool. I think he's getting old, so obviously when he played Batman, it was all he started like 10 years ago in 2016. But who knows? Maybe if Zack Snyder comes back, if Ben Affleck is coming back as Batman, it's gonna be awesome, man. Look at the details on the eyes. Obviously the eyes are gonna be magnetic, not magnetic, but you know, they're gonna be movable. You're gonna have that special tool, so you're gonna move the eyes around. Again, fantastic right there with the messy hair. Again, awesome. I like the beefiness of this guy. Obviously just a simple pose, but again, this is like the wire cape, pretty much sure. You can see the folds right there, holding a batarang, very badass looking. Look at that right there. Look at that snarl right there on the face. Again, it's gonna have interchangeable mouthpieces, similar to the Hot Toys. Look how creepy he is. You cannot even see his eyes right there. Boom. Again, I've skipped on the Superman, but I'm not gonna skip on this one. Again, very cool shot from the movie right there with his sniper rifle, inspired by Dark Knight Returns. Again, you have the batarang right there, which he wanted to use on Lex Luthor at the end of the movie to brand him. And you do have a light up version, or you know, this is painted to look like his you know, heated metal, which is very nice. You can see the details on the belt right there, all the pouches. That's very accurate to the movie itself. So you can see more accessories. Again, this is pretty much the same stuff that the Hot Toys one came with. You have the grappling gun right there, very nice wood grain. On the handle you have some, you know, grooves and whatnot, very nicely detailed. You have some attachments. I think the Hot Toys one came with extended you know, attachments. It's not a big deal. You have the grenade launcher that you use on Doomsday and Superman. As you can see, there's an extended part. You have the sniper rifle, a couple of batarangs and grenades and whatnot, and the base, which again I think it's pretty simple, but it, you know, it fits with the other bases that they have. Would have been cool to have like a, you know, a piece of wall or something behind. And finally, the last shot here that I saw on Facebook, you know, comparing you know, the actual screen use suit with Ben Affleck inside and the actual Inart prototype. As you can see, they are very close. The only, I guess, nitpicks here, you can see like the size of the belt here is a little bit smaller. You can see the roundness of the shoulders, again, very nice. The proportions, obviously, of the cowl right there, the way that his fists are pretty much, you know, it's in line. So yeah, I mean, this thing is gonna be killer. As usual, guys, thanks for watching. Make sure to give me a like, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments below what you think about this masterpiece. So yeah, have a fantastic day, guys. See you soon on the next video. Bye bye.